something that I think a lot of people experience. And so I just want to get up front about what I think of FOMO. I think it is rampant in times of social media. I think that social media like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram purposely kind of keep this anxiety going of potentially missing out on something. And I think, it's just kind of this, as it talks about this omnipresent anxiety, this always present anxiety that we live in. So last podcast, I did talk about anxiety a little bit with my good friend Ian. And so this, I think that this concept of FOMO is definitely related to that anxiety that some of us find. And so, what do we do with this kind of existing anxiety? Is we have to find ways to deal with this. And some of the ways that we might deal with this desire or anxiety or just worrisome of FOMO is to find places of calm. So anytime you're looking for kind of a quick fix, anytime you're looking for kind of instant pleasure, anytime you're worried about, okay, I need to watch one more episode, I need to watch one more show, I need to, read one more page or look at my email one more time just to see if anybody messages. We're really running into this idea of, okay, did I miss something? Did I miss something? And even our phones have notifications to help you out to make sure you don't miss something. But if you're like me, I'm worried that, something happened with the notification and it's not actually going to work and I'm going to miss out on something. So this is just something that I experienced, and I'm guessing that other people out there experience this too. And so I think what we have in this world is that we can be in a place where we're worried some about missing out, and we're at a constant state of unrest. A constant state of unrest. So unrest, when unrest comes, when confusion comes, when discomfort comes, when kind of unstable or unsettling thoughts come, particularly I think with being unhappy, where unhappy is an emotion that we really don't like to experience. So we want to always be doing something exciting. We always want to be doing something that we think is like really, really valuable, or something that's going to be really, really fun. And so we look at things to do. And things that are not fun are doing like 1,000-piece puzzle. Doing a 1,000-piece puzzle is not very fun. I don't think anybody has FOMO about doing a 1,000-piece puzzle, because a 1,000-piece puzzle takes time. You probably have to take breaks. You probably get frustrated with it. You probably are really, you just get angry that you can't find this one piece. And if you found this one piece, that would connect it to 5 other pieces, and then you'd really have something there. And so if you are doing, just running with this example with me, if you're doing a 1,000-piece puzzle, then you're probably, you might take breaks, you might ask for help for someone, you might look at the picture on the box to try to help you, but you're just going to do things that you have to do because that cannot be done quickly. And so I think we live in a world where we want things fast, we want things now, we want our smartphones, our Fitbits, our Netflix, our Uber. Those things are all based on speed. And so, for example, just looking at, going to Facebook and posting something, I can get immediate responses. I can even do Facebook now, because Facebook not now is not fast enough. So now we have to do Facebook now. We have to do Facebook Live. We have to do Facebook Live chat, because, it's not quick enough just to post something. It has to be live in the moment right now. So, I'm not recording this live. I'm recording this, and I'm going to edit it. I'm going to post it later. And so there's certain things that I think, things that take time, sometimes are just more valuable. So when we think about this constant fear of FOMO that I see, whether I'm at work, whether I'm at church, whether it's in my own house, whether it's just in my own head, I think that we do have this fear that we're going to miss out on something important, on something really fun, on something really valuable. And we live in a world where you can get stuff at any time. You can DVR a sporting event and watch it after you get done with work or after you get done with class or after you run errands. Like, we literally have the ability to stop live sports and come back and watch them later. And we have the ability to do this with movies. We have the ability to do this with music, with podcasts. But you know what? We don't always have the ability to do that with our friendships, with our marriages, with our parenting. You can't pause parenting and put parenting on DVR. There is a constant thing that you have to do with relationships and with marriage and just with anything, that there is something in relationships that takes time. And just like that 1,000-piece puzzle, it takes time in effort to deal with relationships and to deal with people, to deal with meaningful time spent well. And so one of the things that I think we can't use FOMO for is with relationships. So as we kind of continue to reflect on our day and reflect, whether you're watching this after work or watching this before you go into work, I know that we have people that are very faith-based that listen to this program and people who are not very faith-based. And I just want to leave us with a couple examples of how to deal with this fear of missing out. Number one, I would say meditation, prayer / breathing. Just taking, I do this sometimes where I literally just try to do 3 minutes of breathing, prayer, and meditation. Just 3 minutes. And maybe you only need 30 seconds. I don't know. But for me, I set a timer on my iPhone, and 3 minutes, I'm just going to try to do some breathing exercise and some prayer and meditation. I think it helps to have like a mantra. One of mine is live with faith and live with courage, or live from faith, live from courage. Something along that line of a message that I repeat to myself. Maybe it's a message like, I am enough, I am enough, I am worthy. However that form of 3 minutes of, maybe it's just silence, maybe it's, praying to God, maybe it's meditation. But I've found that, taking time to just do 3 minutes can be something really valuable to dealing with that anxiety that surrounds us all the time. Number two, I have something I don't do very well. You can ask people close to me in my life, is sleep. Most Americans need 7 to 9 hours of sleep. Children, 8 to 10 hours of sleep. Do you get enough sleep? I know I don't get enough sleep, and I operate from a place of tiredness, a place from fatigue. And a lot of times when I'm tired and when I'm fatigued, I'm just not as good of a listener. I'm not as present. I'm not as focused. I'm not having as meaningful conversations. So having valuable sleep, I think, is very important to dealing with FOMO, dealing with that underlying anxiety that can happen in our life. Number three I have is laughter. Whether it's watching movies, whether it's listening to podcasts, whether it's watching stand-up, whether it's reading a book, whatever it is, find some time to laugh every day. Laugh at yourself, laugh at your friends, obviously in appropriate ways when you're laughing at friends and being respectful and all that, but find laughter in your life. I think that is crucial. I love listening to stand-up. I have a dream to do stand-up at some point in my life. I don't know when that'll happen. There's some open mics around town. That's just kind of a goal or a dream of mine to do stand-up, but I don't know if it'll ever happen. But I do think there's something valuable about laughter and adding laughter to your life. Number four, and this is the last one I'm going to do tonight, is connecting with your feelings to the point of tears. This might sound a little bit odd, but I've literally gone on YouTube and said, give me videos that make me cry. And what that does is that keeps me in touch with my feelings. It keeps me in touch with empathy, with sympathy, and I find it to be healthy, because a lot of times we have this fear of just being sad, and I think the FOMO sometimes can be a fear of, I never want to cry, I never want to be sad, I never want to watch anything sad. We want to avoid the winter feelings or dark feelings. And I don't always talk specifically about why I call it the Winter Faith podcast, but what one thing I mean by winter faith is being okay with the dark, cold, winter feelings of life. And so for me, you know, going outside and feeling that cold air in the winter reminds me of home, and I enjoy that kind of feeling of seeing my breath because it reminds me of home. Not everybody's like that. I don't always like it to be cold, but I do think there's something about being in touch with that really soft side that everybody has in their heart. And a lot of people kind of consider sadness, a dark emotion because it's just not something we like talking about. It's not exposed to the light very often. A lot of times I think people want us to be happy all the time. They want us to be at a 10 in happiness. And a lot of life is not at a 10 at happiness. It's not at a 0 at happiness. It's somewhere in the middle, and it's some balanced. So every single day, have